Yo, what's going on, everyone? So, balance changes for the next season have been announced. So, these are all of them. If you want, you can take a second to pause, but I'm going to be hitting some matches on temporary, and yeah, we'll just get into it. Alright, up against Cammy Ellen 1000 here. So, one of the things that I want to talk about. Okay, I guess just. I didn't have to go princess. I don't know why I did that. Oh, okay. Buddy, like, can you not, man? I'm just trying to say something. Yeah, you just send the pigs in, like, send the troops. The goons are on their way to my base. Get out of here. Okay, that's pretty bad scaring. So anyway, one of the things I'm most excited about is the Ice Golem buff, which all it's doing is increasing the effectiveness of the slowness, but that's still good. That's still good, right? It may not be damage. Also, I'm just gonna let that mini pack hit. I don't care. It may not be damage. You know. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. 5 minion horde. What does he do? Oh, he's the 1 minion. That 1 minion is a goat for distracting for the rest of the horde. Thank you, 1 minion. We appreciate your efforts. Rest in peace to that 1 minion. I cried because the minion died. I'm not being toxic. Anyway, okay, buddy, calm her down. Calm her down. So, anyways, Ice Golem's getting buffed. This is huge. I love the Ice Golem. It's such an underrated card, and I hate the fact it's only used in Balloon decks and 2.6. There is the one off-meta, like, Hog Princess Rocket deck, but still, I like how, like, creative the deck is, and it's not used that often, so not too much to, complain about. But anyway, Ice Golem's getting buffed. That is huge. I love that. And also, let's move on to the Giant. The Giant is getting, his range is getting increased, which is really good because, what was that? Why'd the Hunter just fire at nothing? Anyway, so the Giant's range is being increased by 33%, I think. And that's good for the Giant because the Giant is like one of the worst win conditions in the game. Some might argue the worst. And it's definitely good to see it getting a buff. I mean, the decks it's used in are really annoying, like Giant Graveyard and Giant Double Prince, but I just don't like either because Expo isn't too good against them. But they're both kind of like... Giant Graveyard is pretty toxic, but Giant Double Prince is just good against Expo, so I'm not a fan of it. But still, cards are bad, so they deserve buffs. That is overall the moral of the story here. Prelog the Skarmy! Let's go! I got the Skarmy! You just saw the Skarmy vanish. That was from the prelog. Let's go, guys. Too easy. Alright, up against... So, the buff for the Giant's really good. Really well deserved. So the next buff is the Brawler. His HP's being buffed, and I don't know if that's really the issue with the Brawler. Like, I know the Brawler does really good damage, and that, like, his damage doesn't necessarily need to be buffed, but I don't feel like that will do too much for the Brawler, because he's still pretty tanky. Like, he survives a fireball. Like, I don't know. I don't know what they would do for him, but I just don't feel like that's the issue, really. The Brawler does really good damage. Like, it's comparable to, like, an E-Barb swing, essentially. I'm not too sure how similar they are in terms of damage, but you see E-Barb hit your tower, you feel pain. You see a Brawler hit your tower, you feel really pain. And Mini P.E.K.K.A hits your tower, like, you just die, and then Sparky takes your tower, you just ascend up into the heavens and fly away, so... That's my scale for everything. I think that's a pretty good, meter. So, yeah. I don't think that's the issue. Still good. The Brawler's getting buffed. Don't get me wrong. Love to see cards that aren't getting some attention, or sorry, aren't getting attention get some attention. But yeah. And next, the Magic Archer. I believe its hit speed is getting reduced. Personally, I don't see an issue with the Magic Archer. Don't get me wrong. I have Fireball, so I may be a bit biased. But I just don't see it. Like, sure, it's a good card. Like, I'd say a Magic Archer is either a high B or low A tier card. I don't like. Sure, it definitely wouldn't hurt to give it a little nerf, but I don't know if it's necessarily deserved because I don't think the card itself is broken. It's just the fact that it works so well in the Remy Ellie deck. I don't know if it's Remy or like people say Remy Eli or people say Remy Ellie. I'm not really sure. Anyway. But yeah, it works really well in that deck, and it's in some bridge spam decks, but aside from that, like, you don't really see him that often, so I don't know. I know he works really well in the Remy deck, don't get me wrong. I know he is like one of the core components of that deck, and that deck is kind of broken right now. But I just don't feel like the Magic Archer himself is too broken, but I still feel that the nerf isn't too like harsh, that I think it's like unjust. So I think it's a good nerf. Deserved, sort of, but necessary, not really. Let's just move on to the next match. Alright, up against Jugoda 8. Jugoda 8. So, again, overall, I feel like the Magic Archer didn't necessarily deserve the nerf, but it doesn't hurt to give it a nerf, you know? It's fine. It's just a little slap on the wrist, nothing too major. Well, let's move on now. So, the Bomb Tower. Now, Bomb Tower is interesting because I feel like it's pretty fine. It could be really annoying in some decks, like Hoggy Q and the Remy deck, but again, it's kind of like the Magic Archer. Like, it's a really solid card, but I don't know if I believe it deserves a nerf. Again, I don't think it hurts for it to get a nerf. It's pretty much just, like I just said, it's pretty much the same as Magic Archer for me. I don't know if it, like, really deserves it, but could it use one? Sure. Like, again, it wouldn't hurt. It just wouldn't hurt. Okay, he's got the Mega Knight Mini P.E.K.K.A combo here. I don't know what's going on. The Mega and the Mini. Alright, anyway. So yeah, it's being nerfed by 11%, which is a huge number, by the way. Usually it's like 8 or 7, but no, they're going right in for the throat. They are just going in ham. Like, they are not holding back. Going 11% on the Bomb Tower hit speed. And that's going to be pretty huge. Like, that is going to be pretty huge. Like, the Bomb Tower, like, I don't know what the average is for how long it lives, but depending on whether or not you have, like, EQ or Lightning or Fireball, the Bomb Tower is going to get a lot of value. Like, a Bomb Tower on a good day probably gets around, what, 10, 20, okay. I thought he gave up, I guess not. Like, on a good day, it probably gets, like, 10, 20, like, throws. So for every 10 throws, you're going to be missing one throw now, so. We'll see how that works out. It's definitely, I think it's going to change a lot of interactions. I could be wrong about that. I didn't look into it, but just 11% is a pretty huge number, especially when it comes to hit speed. So it's gonna be noticeably slower, but at the end of the day, it could definitely use a nerf. Like, again, I don't think it's gonna hurt that bad, but still, I'm fine with it. Moving on to the next one, the Giant Snowball. Now, the Snowball isn't necessarily being nerfed or buffed, it's being reworked, so both. And I think that's good. The issue with small spells right now is that Log dominates all the other small spells. Bar Barrel is used in a decent amount of decks, and Snowball is really only used in, like, one deck, which is Balloon, and then occasionally in CRL it's replaced for, like, a Log or Bar Barrel. But it's just not that good, so like, I definitely think it deserves like a rework. Either a buff or a rework. There's no way it deserves a nerf. But yeah, I'll talk about that more in the next match. Can I cut the video? Thank you. Alright, up against Vaska here, or Vask, finally, like a somewhat normal name. But yeah, so the Snowball, its slowness is being buffed by 20%, and by 20% I mean it's going from slowing troops down for 2.5 seconds to 3 seconds. And again, this is a noticeable difference. Those sound small, but again, in Clash Royale, small numbers don't usually mean much. Like, just because something's small doesn't mean you should just disregard it. Small things are amazing, right? And a 0.5 buff could definitely help the Snowball out, because 3 seconds of your troop being slow for the Snowball, you know, who knows what, that could be a huge difference. Like, let's say you have a Hog, and then there's a Mini P.E.K.K.A, you Snowball the Mini P.E.K.K.A away, and the Mini P.E.K.K.A has to walk for 3 seconds, and he's as cold as X-Dragon 7's heart. Like, that thing is not gonna move. Like, he's gonna be like, just falling behind, lagging behind. Like, he is gonna have to be chasing that Hog for a while. Just, yeah, like, it could be really huge. But I said rework, I didn't say buff. So what they're gonna be doing to compensate for that is a Snowball will do 7% less damage. And as long as this doesn't change, like, any major interactions, I think that's fine. People don't really use Snowball for the damage aspect. They use it for the fact that it has a decent amount of coverage, and the fact that it slows and knocks things back. That's why it's mainly used in Balloon decks. So in Balloon decks, this could also be good. especially against like buildings like Inferno Tower or Tesla. That could be huge. It might not make like a massive impact. I don't use those type of decks, so I wouldn't really know. But it'll still make a noticeable difference, of course. So I'm glad the snowball is. Hello. So I'm glad the snowball is getting a buff. Definitely deserved rework. Either way, still glad it's getting a rework. Definitely deserved. And this guy is something else. Let me tell you. I don't know what he's up to, but he is not cooking. Let's just say that much. Prelog. Watch the prelog. Oh, let's go, dude. I didn't hit it, but like if I would have hit it, I would have hit it. But the golem was there, and the golem was like my G's. Took care of it. We might just take his tower. Can you not, man? Like, I'm gonna win. No matter what you do. Come on. Why do people do this? Just stop delaying the inevitable. Like, it's just gonna happen. Actually, he hasn't gotten any damage on my tower so far. Whew. There we go. That's a minor that makes sense. Yes, yeah, if this was like... If there's 30 seconds left, I might be worried, but even then, I still think I'm fine. Oh, one eye drag. Yeah, we're chilling. Yeah, never mind. I wasn't even worried at all, actually. That was reverse psychology to see if you guys believe in me or not, and you may or may not have passed the test. I don't know. Let's cut to the next match. Alright, up against Anaja. Oh, Dragon Hunters. Yo, let's go. Let's go. I agree. Hunt Dragon. Yeah. Get him. Just beat him up. That's a joke. No, it's a joke. Alright, so onto the final changes. So the Evolve Larrys, you know, probably the worst evolution right now. They are going from a max count of 6 to 8, which is going to help them a lot. That was the original number, but people were like, nah, that's too broken. Because when Evolve Larrys were first released, they were not released, sorry. When they were first teased, they were way too broken. Like, they would have broke the game with how strong they are. So that's definitely a good buff. Evolve Larrys are pretty trash right now. I think Evolve Larrys at 8 Larrys and then 2 cycles is definitely ideal. Anyway, so that's the Larrys. I'm not too passionate about that. I'm just not passionate about evolutions, but still, it is good because the Evolve Larrys kind of suck. So, actually, that's an arsonist. They do suck. Spark, get the firecracker. Nice. Wait, what? Why would you mirror Inferno? Please don't have a scare me. Please don't have a scare me. Don't have a scare me. No, I don't even care. I'm logging that. He's so low, I think it's worth it. Nice. Okay, anyway. On to the next one. Evolve Knight is getting a health nerf. I believe he's either going from 130 to 120 or 120 to 110. I couldn't really tell you. But, yeah. Hold on. Anyways, I'm sorry, I just had to stop for a second. But anyways, as I was saying, the Knight's being nerfed, the Barb's also being nerfed, their health is going down, and their damage is going down. I'm kind of upset that the Knight's damage isn't going down, just because its health definitely is a problem, don't get me wrong, but the DPS that thing has is kind of crazy paired with the health. Okay, we take the tower. Nice. So yeah, trying to think of what the last change was. I can't remember. What was the last? Hold on. Oh yeah, Lava Hound's getting a 6% health nerf. I'm not too sure why. Like 100%. My only guess is because Lava's doing well right now because of Evolved Barbs. But again, that's Evolved Barbs issue, not Hound. So even though I hate Hound, like I don't necessarily agree with this nerf. Again, it's not gonna impact the Hound too much. But it is still significant because 6 HP, or sorry, not 6 HP, 6%, I think, removed around 400 health from the Hound. So that is still a significant number, but I don't think it's going to hurt the Hound too much. Still a pretty tanky card. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.